Hey, good morning, Facebook. Um, my name is Jonah, and if you stumbled across this life, it's not just for me to run my mouth. Yes, it is extremely early in the morning. It's 8 a.m., but there's something that I've been thinking of, and I just wanted to bring it to my show, but in a way that was down to earth and realistic. So, here goes. Do we really listen to men? Nah, I mean, for real. Do we really listen to men and their issues? This question crossed my mind because in my life, um, I have male friends, and I'm sure you do too. I'm sure you have brothers. I'm sure you have uncles and so on. Now, I think as black women, we find ourselves in an interesting conundrum, whereas a lot of the men that are in our lives are either all the way to the top with their excellence, or they might be more so, not as excellent. I know many women who deal with the repercussions from men who have not been forced to grow up. So there's a lot of trauma on either side when it comes to men and women. But today's question is about the guys. Do they feel heard? Can they feel heard? Do we make it possible for them to feel genuinely heard? At the risk of sounding like a bird, that's a new term, well, an old term. American parlance describes somebody who is just kind of obsessed with men and would allow them to get away with anything. I will say this. I think that sometimes we're so afraid of being seen as this or that we do not necessarily give ourselves a chance to genuinely show care or concern for people as a whole entity, right? So, as a whole, don't men deserve a chance to be heard? In Barbados, we have had increasing rates of. Hold on 1 minute, guys. This is life, and this is real life at the same time. But yeah, what was I saying? Right. In Barbados, the rates of violent shootings that lead in death have been affecting primarily our young men. The rates of suicide also seem to more so impact our young men. This is not to say that women do not also attempt suicides and so on. It's just that when men finally reach that tether, when they finally reach that place where they want to take their life, they tend to do it in a far more intentional way and a far more violent way. While women, on average, tend to take their lives in ways that are more easily reversible, such as taking pills and things like that. So, what is it? And this is for men and women. Why is it that our men, our young men, feel so alone? Because I think that we as a society, we as a world, are creating a dangerous precedent. Now, let me be clear. I'm not saying that women shouldn't step up to the plate. I'm not saying that women shouldn't be on top. I'm not saying that women shouldn't do great things. Because girl power rules and the ability for women to achieve great things is fantastic. But what I am saying is, too far left still doesn't make you right. Is it that in an effort to empower women, we have somehow, at least in the minds of most men on average, created a world whereas men do not feel like their concerns matter? And I'm asking that question. I'm a woman. I really cannot answer that for a man. I'm trying to be fair. I know that as a woman, sometimes we feel, even for men, like our concerns aren't taken 100% seriously either. We may feel like, in terms of motherhood and things like that, this is a serious conversation, but this chunk of hair is doing what it feels like. We may feel that in terms of motherhood and things like that, we aren't always heard or taken seriously either. So I'm just wondering, when it comes to the guys, do they feel heard? Do they feel heard? And I know that there has been a tremendous effort to make men feel included, to make men feel listened to. There has been a whole push for Men's Mental Health Month, which was in the month of June. But are we doing the right things to reach our men? Have we demographically really looked at what men respond to? I mean, perhaps the way that we are seeking to reach our men isn't a way that they're most comfortable with in terms of interaction. And why is it that whenever we have spaces that are meant to be just for the boys, we also seem to open the floor for the women? And again, I'm a woman, but I'm wondering if that doesn't create a silo, whereas men feel like they cannot be their most authentic selves. I have to ask the questions because we are all God's children. And I do believe in equitable living for all. This means for men too. As much as we say that there are a lot of men who are dogs, and let's be honest, ladies, we say that, there are also some men who are exemplary. There are also some men who just fall in between, like some of us do as women. We make mistakes, they make mistakes, we're learning, they're learning. And I guess I'm saying this to say, as a woman, I 100% understand why we get frustrated with men. I understand the pipeline in which we sometimes coddle our boys too long. So it seems like the protective man that we're seeking never fully comes to fruition, especially in the Caribbean landscape. I get that. I understand that. Ladies, I can feel you on that. But can I also sit with you and hold your hand and say, that it's possible that not every man is that way? And so if we're holding all this resentment for one man or maybe one or two men in our lives, maybe that's smothering the other men that are trying. Is there any comeuppance for the man who realizes that he was kind of behind the curve and is now trying to build himself up? Is there truly any space for a man to be redeemed in today's society? What does it even mean to be a man right now in Barbados and globally, when women are suddenly taking up roles of leadership at a very rapid pace? I know for the She Men Women Hating Club over there in the corner, I don't hate women and I don't hate men. This is an open dialogue that I'm having. But I don't hate women and I don't hate men. This is not a space for you to now come and tell me all of your grievances about every woman that you could not get along with. Just as I wouldn't want it to be a forum for the women to do the same to you. This is an open question. This is a serious set of questions that I'm asking. As I, also form an article on this same topic. What does it mean to be a man in today's society? When you no longer have the qualifiers that once were there, when women seem to be able to do it all, not all women either, by the way. And I have to be real because we seem to like, as women, to live in a world where we are all strong and we are all capable and none of us need a man. But yet some of our relationship patterns, some of our inner thoughts and behaviors really do indicate other ways. And this is not to bash you ladies, this is just to be real. Men need women and women need men. That's why, if you are a Christian, as I am, you believe that in the story of creation, Adam was lonely, so God made Eve. From the beginning of time, there was a need for both of us. So why does it feel like we're constantly at odds and fighting? Why would it seem like so far when I talk to men, they don't feel heard? They don't feel listened to. And these are men, some of them, that are good guys. So what's going on? What is going on? What's up? What do we need to change? I'm going to sit with this topic a little more. I'm going to come back to this topic a little later when I'm probably, a little more well presented. You've caught me in my own space at a comfort level that is on 100 to talk to you, lady to lady, and try to get the perspective from the guys. I hope you're having a good day. I have a lot of more ideas for discussion, and I think that over here is going to be my more serious space. Just because, as I said, I can't play the music nor nothing on Facebook. So I have to come to Facebook with the hot takes. And as you can see, just for those that are gypsy and wondering, I'm dressed, okay? I'm just in bed and I'm comfy and I am wanting to look you in your eye as we have this conversation. Like an early morning kind of. One about that. So, later, I may have a different style of conversation. Probably will be sitting downstairs. More than likely would be a bit more presentable. But this is my space, and as long as I'm not being disgusting, disturbing, or whatever, I do believe that sometimes it's good to just be authentic. So I hope you're having a good day. May the Lord bless you and keep you. Make his face to shine upon you. May you have a blessed morning. May Jesus, who is a friend to us all, preserve your steps as you go walking, as you go to work, school, and play. In his mighty name, amen.